Hey guys, so what's going on the Reykjanes Peninsula? Basically, it's still a waiting game. The next event is imminent. About 10 million cubic meters of magma are in the magma chamber, according to the Icelandic MET Office. They have adjusted their hazard map a little bit, nothing major. And there's news from the natural disaster insurance, and they have made a statement. So that's interesting. And if you're interested, stay tuned. At the end, I'll show you a little bit of my daily struggle, what's happening with farm life. A bolt broke or fell out of my arena groomer, which led to everything become crooked and stuck. And so I'm thinking about how to solve this, maybe with WV-40 and then just kick it with a hammer. I'm not really sure about that. I'll show you at the end of the video, and let's get back right at it. So, guys, what's the latest? The Icelandic Meteorological Office has changed the hazard map a little bit, but it has basically only combined two zones. So what used to be zone 2 and 3 has been combined to one area. So now that's the red rectangle that you see in the map here. So basically that's where the November 10th magma intrusion runs through, where that dike runs through the Sutnuka crater series, and this where it's most likely to erupt. So we see the darker areas, we see the lava flows. So we see on the very top of that rectangle, we see the lava flow from the December eruption, and then we see the lava flow there from the February eruption that did flow into zone 1 as well. And then of course, if you look at zone 4, that is Grindavik, there you see the lava flow where the eruption was surprisingly getting very, very close. So at the southern end of the red rectangle, there was this eruption that we have seen in January 1st that did burn down 3 homes. So that's basically what they have done. They're saying, given the development of the volcanic activity, there is no longer a reason to assess the risk in these areas separately. So this new map took effect today, March 7th, and they say it's valid until March 12th. If nothing else happens until then, right? And so they're still saying, so the likelihood that there will be an eruption is increased, and they think that the most likely sequence of events, what's going to happen basically right now or within the next few days, the volume of magma beneath the swartsengi area in that magma chamber continues to increase, and this could result in a new magma dike intrusion and possibly an eruption. And they're still saying an eruption could occur with very short notice, possibly less than 30 minutes. Most likely eruption site between Stora Skokafell and Hagafell. That's in that red rectangle. The seismic activity at the moment has been decreasing since we've seen that magma intrusion last Saturday. Only very few earthquakes have been detected the past few days. So, but they're also saying that unfavorable weather conditions have disrupted the seismic monitoring, so that they couldn't really see all the smaller seismic events. So that's why they're saying there have been likely additional minor earthquakes that could not be detected. And it seems that this will continue a little bit because the weather conditions over the next 24 hours, that's what they're saying, will likely hinder the meteorological office's earthquake monitoring system. So the forecast indicates that the Reykjanes area will experience strong winds from the southeast, accompanied by rain and limited visibility, and especially in mountain regions where there's a little bit higher elevations. So they still have precipitation. They think that will decrease a little bit in the next morning. Winds are expected to decrease over the weekend, coming from the southeast or northeast on Sunday. The model calculations that they have done for the land rise underneath Swartsengi, they're saying approximately, so since the magma intrusion happened on the 2nd, so between March 3rd and March 6th, it indicates that there are approximately 1.2 million cubic meters of magma that has been injected into the magma chamber again. So it has refilled during these days. So that's why they're saying approximately 10 million cubic meters of magma has accumulated in the magma chamber overall. So the current situation is therefore similar to what it was before the eruption on March 2nd. So that's why we're saying we're waiting for this basically any minute. And guys, if you like this video, it would be awesome if you could give it a like and watch it till the end to help or encourage that algorithm a little bit to push this video out. He agrees with me. So thanks for that, guys. And if you're new here, welcome. And I would love for you to subscribe to my channel for more from me and from On the Pulse with Silky of some latest news that I think are worth to report about. Volcanic stuff, the Titan submersible, super volcano in Italy, and then just latest news about everything. So thanks, guys, and now back to the video. Then there is an update from the Natural Disaster Insurance, and that is good because they have been assessing the damages, reassessing the damages, going back into Grindavik after another event happened. So it's a difficult situation because the events keep coming and new damages are being added to the town. So they're addressing the issue. When is the cutoff point, right? Where we finally get something going and get some money to the people, because this is dragging on. I mean, how much longer do they want to wait? This could drag on for 10 years or even longer. So they're saying that about roughly a little bit less than 100 homes have been deemed that they are unusable, and that's according to their own assessment. The problem is, you know, they're saying that it is impossible for them right now to predict whether more properties will be added to that list. And this is probable, right? Because these events keep coming. So they have asked the CEO of that natural disaster insurance, her name is Holga Ragnheiður Anadottir. So she says basically we have a certain number now, but it could become more, right? Since we're all waiting for the next intrusion or eruption, and we don't know where that will be, somewhere along that magma dike, but that's could be close to Grindavik as well. So the most damages, and that's what she confirms, are along the big long cracks that lead through Grindavik. And overall, they have received 412 reports of property damage in Grindavik. Also, 53 reports of damage to basically content and personal property. And also, there were 334 reports for residential properties and 78 for commercial properties. So then, of course, people want to know, when are we being compensated? What's going to happen? So basically, they have already talked to the owners, most of the owners that have the total loss cases, and have moved forward with them. And they're expecting that at the end of this week or the beginning of the next week, that they will start sending information out to the owners of the partly damaged homes and about the assessments, so that at least things are moving. And they're also seeing that they can't wait any longer. Basically is what the CEO is saying, that they have been successful to send their appraisers and assessors in there, but of course the situation in Grindavik is really difficult, because when do you decide when it's time to take a final position on an assessment, because it changes from one day to the other. She indicates that the work that they have been doing assessing this, that they have taken this into account. So whatever that means, have they increased the damage a little bit because they knew maybe more it's coming, because she says they think it's not possible to wait any longer to see whether this ongoing scenario with the intrusions and eruptions will continue or not, because right now it looks like it will continue, so they don't want to wait any longer. And she also says that the property owners so far, they have shown a really good understanding of the situation. And they're very grateful for that, but they want to get things moving. So I hope that this is an indication that at least a few people, a few residents of Grindavik can see some money soon that might give them a chance to close that chapter and move away. It is difficult. They haven't indicated how this is working with the home buyout package. So I think what I heard is that this is moving along and that residents can register if they want a buyout. So I hope that we will hear more from that as well. Then there was a statement from the Minister of Justice, which I think is pretty nice, about all the workers that have been working tirelessly to build the defense walls and to repair stuff. So she mentions about like 400 tradesmen that have been working on that Reykjanes Peninsula in the rescue area and in the reconstruction work, and everything related to the natural disasters that have been going on there since November 10th. And she basically said, quote, "I'm indescribably proud and grateful. I'm proud that we have this knowledge and that we have people of this caliber. I'm so grateful for these people, how they answer the call and you don't even have to call. They call the Minister of Justice and say, listen, I'm here with a digger. Where should I show up and at what time? And then they show up and they don't even go home. They work 24 hours a day tirelessly." So, and she also says that she keeps telling people that Iceland is a nation without an army, but now these craftsmen, she says, are our soldiers, but our battles are now against the forces of nature, and this is the Icelandic army. So I really agree with her, and it has been applauded when she said that. But give them a bonus. That would be awesome. I think they really, really deserve that. So that is an encouraging, nice update about these people, folks. And I think, that was it regarding updates. And I think all we can do right now is wait and see what's going to happen while that magma chamber is still continuing to fill up again, and of course increase the pressure. The more it fills up, the more pressure it might have to send the magma out somewhere else. So it's definitely going to be interesting, and let's hope for the best. So here it is. I noticed that it's creating these piles here, and I'm like, okay, something must be wrong with the blade. And I looked at the blade, and the blade fell down on one side. So I'm like, okay, here's that still attached. But for some reason, it was missing on the other side. So that side of that blade fell down. So that's why it was creating that weird line there. And I'm like, okay, I can probably buy another one somewhere. But then I looked at the whole setup and I realized something's off here too. And then here, it's out here. And of course, that's not moving. So I'm thinking about WV-40 and then just hit it with a hammer. And either I make more damage and destroy it completely, Blondie style, or I solve the problem and just have to buy a new bolt. So we will see. So one thing you learn pretty quickly when you're a one-man show on a farm: duct tape and baler string and WD, not V. Oh, WD-40. It helps you to survive, and it's really true. I know the jokes are going around about Canadians that they build everything with duct tape and baler string. I don't know about the US. I've heard it there too, but it's true. It helps so much. Baler string is just a fascinating material, I have to say. So I'm really repairing a lot with that. So let's put this bugger on my arena groomer and let's see what happens. You know, in German there's a saying, nicht kleckern, sondern klotzen. That means just don't just do a little, you know, just do a lot. There's this other saying, viel hilft viel. That means a lot helps a lot, so we will see. And another tool that I carry around in my machine is that, because also you might need it. So guys, here we go, Blondie at work. Okay, I'll just see if it moves a little. And it does. It's difficult to hold the camera in one hand and to do this with the other hand. But, you know, I'll try as good as I can. I'd probably be more effective if I didn't have to hold the camera. But it's moving somehow. Just not. I lost some other clips here to that one. So yeah, let me hem around a little bit. Okay, check it out. I got it. So now I just have to get another pin for here, and I think that I'm good. So this goes right in here and done. So since I only have to find that missing bolt, then it must be somewhere where I was driving around yesterday, and I was driving around the crusher dust, gravel, and of course the arena. And what's the best way to have a better overview? It's if you're more like from a bird's eye perspective. And here is where this guy, Vahid, comes into play, because I'll take him for a ride, and I have a better overview to search for that missing bolt. Maybe I'm lucky and maybe I will find it. And of course, he loves to roll in the mud. Now look at that. Isn't this pretty? Yeah, you're pretty, I know, and you're dirty. And do you know where that dirt goes after it's off the horse? What do you think? Yeah, here it goes all over the place. But everything for the horse, right? I used to have a horse vacuum. That was a really good idea. Maybe I should get another one. So here we are, trying to find the needle in a haystack. So guys, I'll try to find that thing and then I'll go inside and then I'll finish this video. So I didn't find the bolt, but as I mentioned before, baler string's your best friend. So I found a piece of metal that fell off somewhere else, and thanks to baler string, it's back and attached. Problem solved for now, guys. So guys, that was it. Problem solved. And yeah, I hope I see you soon, guys. If you're new here, please subscribe, and let's see what happens with the volcano in the next few hours during the night. We know this thing usually likes to erupt at night. The last intrusion that didn't lead to an eruption was at 4 p.m. in the afternoon Icelandic time. So we will see. Of course, I keep you updated about farm life with Silky, but also about On the Pulse with Silky. More to come, of course. Subscribe at my page, On the Pulse with Silky, on buymeacoffee.com/silky, so that I can send you an email if there's anything interesting to report heard about the volcano in Iceland, and I'm posting maps and stuff there, so it's totally for free. And of course, thank you so much guys for buying me coffees there and supporting my farm. You're absolutely awesome, and I appreciate that so much, and I'm sure he does too. Thanks for the supers you keep sending me here on YouTube. So guys, I really hope I'll see you soon. For the ones that are new here, I release a video every day, sometimes twice a day, depends on the news. And I'm out of here now, and I hope to see you soon, and thanks so much. He says that too. Bye bye.